Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you guys all out there, wherever you are, around the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. It is happening. Kudus to Tottenham Hotspurs, done and sealed. It is done, it is sealed. My goodness. It looks like Tottenham, they try to cook something. Yeah, with their next signing, a release clause already activated. I'll get to that, but quickly, before we continue, just look at Kudus here.
Play the truck.
This short clip. Just look at Kudus here.
Yeah, I don't know some world champion is born, you know. That them finna, you know. Yeah. Who said them I say, them are the champion that me never hear. Kudus say Tottenham and him a go mash it up in every game. He got
lots of money. In fact, even the original owner of this music, Stoneboy from Ghana, charged Kudus over $300,000. I'm told it's around $350,000 to do the remix, to suit and to fit in this video for Kudus. Kudus paid Stoneboy $350,000 apart from what the club had paid Stoneboy. Meanwhile, they are good friends. So these are two good friends, Kudus and the Stoneboy. They are like 5 and 6. But hey, it's money, man. Yeah. But anyway, my Kudus, the star boy, finally Tottenham Hotspur player. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Noni Madueke to Arsenal. Here we go. Here we go. Fee agreed in excess of £50 million. Ladies and gentlemen, in actual fact, it is £52 million. £52 million deal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. We understand. Noni Madueke to Arsenal, here we go. Fee agreed in excess of 50 million with add-ons included. Green light from Chelsea. Madueke already agreed 5-year deal at Arsenal days ago, and he's now set to complete the move. The winger leaves Chelsea FC to join Aston Villa. It is not just the end. Ladies and gentlemen, the latest I want to give you right now is that we understand Arsenal and Chelsea will exchange all documents today, Friday. All documents for Noni Madueke to be exchanged today, Friday. Yes, the transfer fee agreed will be 52 million package. 52 million package, that is it. According to Fabrizio Romano, 52 million package. Arteta said yes to Madueke as key target already weeks ago. Medical being scheduled soon. Medical soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether Noni Madueke is going to stay for his medal or not. Winners medal at the club World Cup. For me, they'll have to let him go so that they can send his medals to him. I don't want any player to be in the squad that will distract Chelsea's players right now. They need to be fully focused. And with Noni Madueke, all that is left is the medicals. Document to be exchanged today. That means that deal is done. Why wouldn't they wait for the game? The Club World Cup, the final game to be played before these things are sorted out. We know the player is going there, but at least Arsenal should have respect the tournament that Chelsea is playing in. We are in the finals, and the player is in camp with the squad. Arsenal should have look at what how do you call him? Gittins. At least Gittins, he held on until Dortmund were eliminated. Why would Arsenal just be patient? Why would the player be patient until the tournament is over? These are distractions to the entire squad. Anyway, I can only wish Noni Madueke well. Yeah, I can only wish him well. Seriously, I can only wish him well. It is what it is. What else do we have to say? Ladies and gentlemen, we move on. Now, to my boy, Nicolas Jackson. There he is on your screen, in training with the other squad, Andrew Santos and Caicedo, having a little challenge with him. Whether they were racing or trying to press, I'm not too sure. So many people will disagree with me when it comes to Nicolas Jackson, including you that is watching me there. Including you. So many of you will disagree with me with what I'm about to say. But we actually need Jackson's press against PSG. Just look at them at the training ground. Many of you will disagree with me, but I have observed we need players that can press PSG. You know why? Almost every player on the pitch, every player in that PSG setup knows how to dribble. They are dribblers. As Wenger said it, I heard it clearly, and I observed the same thing. Almost every player can dribble. All PSG players, they can dribble. And we need players from Chelsea side that can press hard. Players that can press hard. Not just, yes, our midfield might be solid. Yes, I'm happy that Caicedo, if this picture is a new picture, I'll be very glad about it. But I understand he has shaken off the injury. Yes, yesterday we understand he's working normal, he's doing normal things as at yesterday. I just want to hope that this picture is true, seeing Caicedo right here. And Lavia is back in full training. Santos is equally available. So for me, I know many of you will disagree with me, but I would love Jackson's press against PSG. There are two sides to this. We need players that can press. Yes, but we also need players that can finish the chances that Chelsea will create. That is where we can win the game. So if Jackson is in the game, that means that we must still have a way create a room for another striker. Maybe Pedro Neto or Dila. This is why I said there are two sides to it. Ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, I know you will come after me. We will create many chances with him, with Jackson in a setup, which others could finish. Ladies and gentlemen, it must not always be him finishing it for us. No. Let me hear from you guys in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your breakfast and I'll not be taking much time. Quickly, let's go to some other transfer news right now, right here on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Jorgensen was once considered, reportedly rejected a temporary move to Strasbourg. Yeah, Philip Jorgensen, Chelsea's second choice goalkeeper right now. Philip Jorgensen was considered and was asked to move to Strasbourg, but the player rejected the offer. I agree with him. Now, due to that, negotiations between Chelsea and Strasbourg regarding Mike Penders have progressed well in recent hours. He is expected to join Strasbourg on loan. Because Philip Jorgensen rejected the offer, refused to go to Strasbourg, they are sending Mike Penders, third choice goalkeeper, to Strasbourg. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Penders to Strasbourg. Yeah, that's okay to help his development. Now, back to Jackson. Breaking news. It's getting serious at Chelsea with Nicolas Jackson. There is interest from several clubs, several Premier League clubs. Yes. Several Premier League clubs. And also in Italy, especially AC Milan, for Nicolas Jackson. And we understand AC Milan are dreaming of Nicolas Jackson. Dreams. Not every dream comes true though. But if you want to dream, you dream big. AC Milan are dreaming of Jackson. Wow. My boy still has the high ceiling. Of course, I know he still has a high ceiling. If AC Milan is not a small club in Europe. I mean, AC Milan, Inter Milan, these are rivals in Italy. These are another El Clasico in Italy. So, for AC Milan to be dreaming about Jackson, the guy still has a high ceiling, value. And hey, Jackson, for me personally, I don't think Chelsea will let him go. I don't think so. If Chelsea had to let him go, AC Milan at this current situation, with their financial situation, they cannot afford him. No. Because Jackson cannot go away with anything less than 50, 60 million pounds. As a matter of fact, Jackson's ceiling is higher than Madueke's ceiling. Jackson's price can never be lower than Madueke. We bought Jackson 34 million pounds. He's gained so much experience in Chelsea. Jackson should not go anywhere less than 60 million. Trust me. So, for those of you who are thinking Jackson is going to AC Milan, well, they don't have the cash. I've heard many also have said, oh, my Penders to Chelsea, then a cash plus player. You know, barter trade. They give us Mike Penders 25 million pounds, then we give Jackson, then they can balance up maybe 30, 35 million. Hey guys, Mike Penders has already staying. Maybe next season you come to Chelsea for free. But right now, if AC Milan want Jackson, they should be ready to cough out at least 60 million pounds. Period. Now, we can't let my boy go so cheap. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. All signed for Matisse Amogo's move to Strasbourg on permanent deal. Yes, Matisse Amogo to Strasbourg. This is an outright sale to Strasbourg. The player we just signed him. Strasbourg are buying Matisse Amogo that Chelsea just signed. Contract until June 2030. As reported, with Chelsea to include buyback clause and not using loan spot. Okay, I understand this aspect. But we just bought him and we are letting him go. We understand the amount is an undisclosed fee. Yeah, undisclosed fee. But we bought him recently and we are letting him go. Let's just say we should have loaned him out, but because of the loan spot, we cannot. There's a number of players we cannot loan out. I mean, there's a limit to our loan spot, so they try to manage it. And remember, this is Strasbourg, our sister club, same ownership. So it's like we write a check and we write the check in England. I mean, we write a check in France, and then we cash it in London. It's our own check. We write a check in France, okay? Central Bank of France, right? Les Français. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Je m'appelle Eric. Comment tu t'appelles? You know, my small French in those days is still here. Ça va bien. Merci beaucoup. You see, so we write a check in France, we cash it out into our second account in England. It is what it is. So there's no, this is just like helping our sister club, I believe. That is why the amount is undisclosed, ladies and gentlemen. Matisse Amogo to Strasbourg on permanent deal from Chelsea. Contract until June 2030. Chelsea to include buyback clause, which is very good, and not using a loan spot. Very, very good in that sense. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, Noni Madueke to Arsenal, here we go. Fee agreed in excess of 50 million. That is also sealed. What else you want to know? It's your breakfast. Let me just end it here, because I'll be back in the coming hours with more exclusives. Hey guys, what else? I'll see you guys all in the next one when you see me. But wait a minute. Tottenham. They've not just signed, how do you call it? Kudus. We understand Tottenham has triggered Morgan Gibbs White 60 million release clause. Tottenham, they tried to cook something. They bought Kudus 55 million. They triggered Morgan Gibbs White 60 million release clause. That means that one is, once they triggered it, they are ready to pay. Hey, if they can get one more player in addition to these two Kudus, and especially if they can get a very good striker, though I think this season they will cook something. It looks like finally there's a repentance with that club. It looks like there's a repentance now in that club. they now are beginning to do the right thing. Maybe the little money they got from the Europa League plus other, I think right now they're beginning to rise up, think very properly. Guys, wow, causing a meltdown. That is actually causing a meltdown right now in the news channels. Anyway, guys, I'll be back with more exclusives in the coming hours. See you all. Shalom and peace.